Roll call. Here. Yes.
Councilperson Robinson.
Here. Here. Thank you. As you can see, we do have a forum. Okay. Thank you. Let's see, at this time, I believe it's, not the minutes first, isn't it? Do we have minutes?
Next deal with $1,000.
Okay, and then the minutes and then financial statement?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, don't read this. Yes, sir.
I like to amend the agenda, ask that we move to executive session to discuss personnel items.
Did I get a second? Move the proper second, let's move.
Let's vote.
Okay, all those in favor, let me know by raising your hands. All right, so be it.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
That's sorry we took so long. Oh, you did? Yeah. Anyway, it's time for, bills over 1,000.
Bill for over 1,000 for January. Fabric cleaning for chemicals, $1,101.80. Scott Petroleum for fuel, $5,354.37. Leather Lab Company for the testing was $1,660. Wayne Edwards for work on the dump truck was $1,976.38. Supply County for the bookkeeping service was $1,908. Get rid of it for the commercial garbage is $6,472. And get rid of it for the residential garbage is $15,067. For a total of $32,980.89. statements. Return to the general funds, finally the income statement. The general funds took in $93,209.07. We incurred expenses of $124,174.92 for an operating loss of $30,965.22.
Why do we have such a loss?
In January, we have our annual insurance payment of $48 due every January, and that's an annual expense. That was the majority of that. Turn back to your street funds, your income statement. The street funds took in $15,775.36. We incurred expenses of $29,008.70 for a $13,233.34 loss. There again, insurance is $15,478. That's what it's called.
In other words, we
That has not been the annual insurance payment. Water funds, took in $19,104.52. We incurred expenses of $33,158.86 for a $14,054.34 operating loss. It had depreciation expense of $4,026.59 for a total loss of $18,080.93. It also had its annual insurance payment. All these did. Sewer,
January rough month.
yes, January always is. Your sewer funds took in $46,103.77. It had operating expenses of $51,606.73 for a $5,502.96 operating loss. $5,502.86 or 96 cents. Then it had a depreciation of $7,027.75 for a total loss of $12,530.71. It also had $7,500 of that was insurance.
I don't have any questions. Mr. Mayor, I move that the bill for $1,000, the minutes, financial statements, be accepted.
It's moved and proper second. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Jody Lane? No, we got the minute. Now, you had, a chance to.
Yeah, I did it all the time.
All right. Report on the Dermott City Nursing Home.
Evening. I believe y'all were provided the January 22nd meeting minutes. If y'all would like to review those and ask any questions. Should be.
Are you talking about the Dermott
nursing
City
home.
Nursing Home Board Commission meeting? Okay, I got it.
If there aren't any questions on it, since Ms. Skokie is down as chairperson and there's been some changes in the board, I can make note in the next minutes from our presentation tonight of why she has not provided her signature and submitted a copy to the mayor. That's acceptable by y'all.
I have to say, I'm really at a loss.
Okay.
I can't understand what all the hoopla is about. And make me understand, I cannot understand why a person would have a death in their family. And then they leave the nursing home. And they, from what I'm gathering, that they used to communicate by texting, and the person said her text didn't go through, but I cannot understand why, if you have a murder in your family, and somebody missed calling in to work, that it bothers people so bad that one person, the supervisor's gonna quit. Make me understand, because to me, if I work with a person and they had a family member murdered, I would wanna be, support for that person. And I cannot see, I worked in the public for many years, why, if a person reinstated, why would the supervisor of that department resign? Make me understand. Why is it so personal?
It's not personal. There's been several other employees terminated from the nursing home for no call, no show.
But
For
did
various
they have
other
a
reasons.
family member murdered?
There have been several terminations from the nursing home for no call, no show. It is nothing personal. If we do not provide consistency and we do not do what we know is by the policy, as cold-hearted as this is gonna sound, there will be a series of uncontrollable circumstances. And while I do understand what you're saying,
But if this person reinstated, is it gonna bother you so bad you gonna resign? Now, to me, that's personal.
okay. This is nothing to do with me, okay? The termination was brought to my desk. I reviewed it with the employee, with the department head. No procedure was followed to be put on the board agenda. She was heard at the board meeting after being told that she wouldn't be placed on the agenda.
Who decides who be put on the agenda?
The chairman of the board
Who is Ms. Skookie?
was.
You know, something is just not clicking with me.
But, okay, all right.
Make me understand that why a person have a person in their family murder, and it's bothering so many people they resigning.
It's not
Something's not adding up.
it's not about that. There were several things that came out after her termination from employees within that department that we were unaware of at the time of termination.
And you know, I don't understand why we can be so adamant about finding this.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not, you know, these faces right here, these people, they make it happen.
Y'all stand on up.
But these department heads, these supervisors, they know how to do this. They've done this. Some of them were there the days the door opened, two of them, Miss Ruby and Linda. They have been there since the doors opened. Joyce has been there pretty much since the doors opened. These folks know how to run it. Why can't we just run our good thing and be done? Why such involvement? And why is the involvement only with personal matters? No one wants to become involved if we're looking at a huge purchase. No one wants to become involved when we're looking at renovation or adding on. Nobody wants to be involved when we're having positive things or good things. You want to be involved when it's personal. Everything is about personal involvement.
When it's a decision between right and wrong, that's when I want to be involved, not only with the nursing home.
We make several other decisions on a day-to-day basis that could be right or wrong.
I have a question. I would like to know, what is your policy on no call, no show?
Termination. It's in capital
How
letters.
many times do they get to do that? We have the same policy where I work.
There's not anything that defines
Our
our
policy
chance.
says 3 consecutive days, then you're terminated.
Okay, that ours just says no call, no show is termination.
Do you
But,
have life or death situations out there?
yes, that's what I was about to say. Where the difference lies in that is with the city, if there's an employee, if there's if there is someone that is no call, no show for 3 days, that's not one of my nurses that has to be there to take care of a person. We have people we take care of. And if you allow a no call, no show for whatever the reason, then someone else is gonna have a very valid reason, and there's gonna be circumstance after circumstance, and we're gonna look up, and if the only repercussion for it is 7-day suspension, then we're out 7 more days without that employee there to take care. And do y'all know how hard it is to find nurses?
Suppose I'm a nurse and I'm on my way to work, and I have a car accident and nobody knows, and I'm in the hospital and I'm unconscious, and I don't call.
Okay, well, this employee wasn't.
I know what you're saying, but I worked for a major corporation for 40 years, and we had 3 days, no call, no show. But I'm just saying again, you saying you can't allow it. Just suppose that I'm a nurse. I'm on my way to work, I have an accident, I'm in the hospital, nobody knows, and I am unconscious and I don't call. When I become conscious, do I get fired?
I would like to be on the agenda. I have been city attorney for 4 years.
Oh, listen.
You can speak when it's come time for citizen
You put
participation.
me off the agenda, I want on the agenda. You have
Get on the
illegal
agenda.
meeting,
You can't get on the agenda.
the applicant put me
Now,
on
you want me to
the
have you removed from here? I
Tell
will.
you what,
You can't get on the agenda.
I want on the
Because the job that you wanted to
I
do
called
is my
for the
job.
point of order. I called for the point of order. Just give me a minute. You make your team.
No, sir, you would not be considered a no call, no show.
But let me ask you something, you said it's about a department head found out some things, so you didn't know about.
That's correct.
Okay, did they document or put that in their personnel file?
Yes, ma'am. It was also addressed in, the executive session meeting, where one of our board members basically said, well, they've got, her and her daughter have had problems, so she's gonna say whatever she wants to about her, and the statement wasn't even acknowledged. There were a couple of employee warrants.
Rolled up, documented, was she ever rolled up? How many times did she roll up and be fired?
Everything, with each thing is different.
I'm saying,
What does the rule say?
With every policy, it's different. It just depends on the severity, the severity. The bigger
How is
issue,
she as a worker? When she get to work, does she do a job, or is she late, or?
I would rather not go into all of that. If y'all want to go into personnel matters, I'd rather not do it in public. That puts me in that position. But to elaborate a little bit, the letter that I sent to Mayor Hampton, where I requested the appeal, there's several reasons that I asked for an appeal. First of all, the employee was aware of the policy. She was given the handbook on high. The second thing is consistency of facility action. Fair Labor Standards Act, non-discrimination provisions, employees be treated similarly under similar circumstances. There's been other employees terminated for no call, no show. So if Ms. Patton were reinstated, then that includes everybody prior to her.
Let me ask you one question.
Okay.
Has it ever been an incident at the nursing home where a person was not gonna show up to work and they text their supervisor?
Sure. But if you were gonna do that, wouldn't you make sure that it went through?
Well, I do a lot of text sometimes, and I forget to send things, just saying, and because I'm old, you know, old people can't text. But sometimes I'm waiting for a response, and I look an hour later, and I didn't touch things. That has happened to me,
Okay, but
I text a lot.
There was a 2-day gap there.
If ever been anywhere where someone didn't show wasn't fired, have this ever happened? You not fire somebody that didn't show?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, she was.
I know that someone that was no call, no show was reinstated. But past that, there were not the underlying issues that I don't really want to go into in a public meeting.
And did y'all check on the circumstances of what was going on?
We knew the circumstances when she left the facility.
So she left the facility?
She left that day. Yes. She left the day before. She left the day before.
She was at work.
Right. Received the phone call.
And she was.
And she had to go.
And she had to leave.
Right.
So y'all knew that she had a death.
Correct, and she was asked by her supervisor if she would be, when she would retire. Was she gonna be able to work tomorrow so she could provide coverage?
And what did she say?
I'll let you know. The statement could have been just as easily said, I'm not sure when I'll be back. And with her providing coverage.
Don't you think that's been a lot of a person just like a family member? Don't you think that's been a hard?
I am not disagreeing
And then on top of that,
with that. What I'm
cannot
disagreeing
understand.
with
I don't mean
is,
to grill you or be ugly, but I cannot understand for the love of God why it's gonna bother the supervisor so bad that they gonna.
because there are underlying issues that I'm not going to address in a public meeting. That's why. There are several other things that
Well,
developed
maybe we
after
need
she
to go in and executive
left.
session.
But this is,
mean, I'm stuck on 13 years of employees, now 13 years may not be much to some people.
And I'm stuck on,
13 years is
I'm-
a lot.
I mean, I understand that, and I respect that. But what about that supervisor that's been there for 24, who has followed every policy, who has watched people that she's had to terminate because even if she didn't want to? What about that one?
Well, I mean, she chooses to leave her job
On her own accord.
on her own.
Because she doesn't have the support.
But I tell you what, that school.
It's a long time, and that 40 years, I didn't have no support, but I didn't walk off because I looked at that check every week. You should have tried.
There's a lot of stuff I wanna do, but I can't do it. But anyway. I hate for her to have to start a new job.
Yes, ma'am, you going? And it's old and outdated.
And I can't determine what I heard, that the fire of that young lady was fair, fire. Because some cases have to be mitigated based on circumstances.
And it was,
And it should
by the
have-
board of
it should have-
commissioners.
Should have a board review, and,
She got
still,
that.
city council need to act on it, and. Is that where you appeal to?
The appeals have always stopped at the Board of Commissioners. And for whatever reason, yes, I'm trying to find a way to word this, but,
Look the right way. I understand what you're saying.
the thing, exactly, and this employee has been allowed more appeals than any other employee. Appeals stop at the board, who is our governing body, or was our governing body, until there wasn't the 2/3 vote that removed my board of commissioners of the nursing home, who had already said there was no action taken on the termination. She has appealed several things, and then the next day, she's getting, or that following Monday, she's getting another chance and another chance. My problem is consistency. There are several other issues that have developed. There was no 2/3 vote by anyone to remove the Board of Commissioners. So the Personnel Review Committee that was appointed was not even a legal committee that should have even been over it. Past that, why are there so many, when it is that nursing home, it is personal for me. I have family there, it's personal. But there's so many things that have transpired that I do not feel have been in the best interest of the facility, but yet in the best interest of one individual.
Now, that lady was due process.
And
And you
she-
all, no, you didn't give her that, because I got the minutes here. She was out there to appeal to the board
And
of
she
the
got
commission. No. It said that y'all went into executive session, and then when you came out, nothing was discovered. Am I right, Mr. Duquesne?
No action was taken.
No action was taken. So, she didn't get due process.
So what they mean, they didn't hear her? Or
They didn't hear her.
No, they heard her for an hour and a half.
Okay, but then they
So
didn't, they would make a decision.
They didn't make a decision. No action was taken. It's the same as we had went back there and stayed all the time and we didn't take any action
Right?
And no action was taken. The case is still pending. Am I correct?
If no action was taken, then the decision was not overturned because they would have took action.
So action was taken.
Right. So that means everybody that was in there could have, it's like I think was said the same way. Y'all know how to vote.
So what you're saying is, the board didn't say yea or nay?
If they would have wanted to reinstate her job, then all
I
of us would
understand
have
that,
voted.
but they didn't say no and they didn't say yes. No action taken. So it was just like a mute board said that. Nobody said yes or nay.
No, if no action was taken, then everything stands how it is. When y'all went back there and did the action, nothing's changed, so the termination didn't change either. And if the board would have took action, then it would have been to overturn it. But with no action taken, no different than y'all left here all this time and no action was taken, nothing has changed with anything before you started.
So that's how it is.
We gonna put that on.
Yeah, exactly, but no action, I mean, there was nothing done. You would discuss your action and then you make it public. There was no discussion of any action and nothing was made public at our meeting either.
Here was for them to and not let them go.
No action was taken.
Any more questions?
The lady that was married, if we let, the lady, if we bring her back, don't let her come back, let it stand, and she'll come back to work.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Let me make sure.
Let me do it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Our supervisor that's over in the dining room, the dietitian, she has resigned, right?
Yes, she has put in her notice.
She officially resigned,
She's put in her notice,
okay? She gave her 2 weeks' notice.
her 4 week, yes.
She gave her 4 weeks' notice. So if the lady don't come back to work, is she gonna come back to work?
That depends on if she rescinds her resignation.
I don't buy that.
They're gonna,
I'm sorry, I don't buy that.
that's crazy, yeah. That's crazy.
If someone.
If I get up right now and walk out of this council and say, officially, I resign, I am through. I think if you resign, you resign. I don't think you need to be calling no bluff. I think that's what
It's not
it's a
a
threat.
It's not.
That's a threat. If you bring her back, I'm gonna quit. If you don't bring her back, I'll come back. That is a threat.
Okay, so maybe we
I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna resign unless the mayor walk out.
I would strongly suggest that y'all take the time, set a meeting with me, so that we can go into the other things that came up after her termination. But I'm not gonna go.
I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem
That
with
pertain
this.
to this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the problem I have. Now, I got a problem with this.
Okay.
I'm gonna resign if you bring her back. I give her notice. If she don't come back, I come back to work. I got a problem with that.
That's not how it was said.
But she already have her notice. Did you accept her notice, her resignation?
And I also have documented at the bottom our discussion.
You have a copy of that in your package.
I got it.
Okay.
You know, to me, if you cock your gun, you might as well shoot it. She ain't bad threat, she gonna quit, so, you know. I just can't see why it's so much in this that a person gonna resign.
I can't see, I mean,
This job is with everybody, her job back, and the lady coming back with some kind of.
I don't with all the other underlying. Because I know I've had employees that are dietary threatening to contact PEOC. I mean, it's just that severe. I had a statement put on my desk today. There's several things. That it's nothing to do, I mean, it's nothing to do with me personally, but the stuff was, we attempted, or not we, but the department head attempted to go into it. with the regular Board of Commissioners. It was blown off like it was nothing. And it's a lot more to it, and it should have been addressed right then. And probably none of this would have had occurred.
And you said, but just, I don't know, I'm
Go
not
ahead.
asking the right question. You're not saying if this board hadn't been, whatever happened before, because I'm not understanding what happened before myself right now.
Y'all, I mean, not you, but we decided to suspend the responsibilities of the board. I don't know who we is either.
Temporarily,
I don't know who we is either.
Temporarily.
I've asked for several things and.
okay. But anyway.
Well,
again,
no,
we're
wait,
gonna-
I mean,
But now the thing is that there's probably gonna be, and I might be talking to you, but might be some changes need to be on the board. And we will discuss that later. But now, you already had one to resign here. Charles Smith brought me his resignation this afternoon. And he says that, he is resigning because there were so many workers being terminated for no reason at all. And that's not good.
And that's a board member saying?
Yeah, Charles Smith.
He resigned.
He resigned today. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay.
Well, do we vote on this? Okay.
I do have, Ms. Allen here to present the financial reports. While she's on her way up, I would like to say a couple other things. Our nursing home has a reputation of high standards, quality care, and compassion. This has been established by adhering to the established policies, procedures, state and federal regulations, and enforcing them. The administrative staff and department heads expect the staff to follow policies, procedures. By following these guidelines, we're able to provide the highest care. We have a full census. We started a new waiting list today. We have a reputation across Southeast Arkansas and throughout the Office of Long-Term Care. However, standards of the facilities are lowered when the Board of Commissioners or any other governing body or appointed committee has the authority to overlook policy and overturn decisions of the supervisors, especially when the decision is based on a commissioner's own personal agenda or personal gain. The governing body of the facility should avoid self-dealing and place the facility and the residents' best interests above their own personal agendas. Please use that when you consider all the new board members.
Okay, I have a response to that. Do you know Miss Brenda Brown?
Yes, sir, I do.
Who is she?
She's the ombudsman.
She what?
She's the ombudsman.
She your what?
She's the ombudsman.
Yeah, okay. She was in my office this week. And I asked her about our nursing home. And then this is what she said. She said that she really don't supposed to come to the nursing home one time every 3 months. Said, but she had to come 3 every month in order to keep you in compliance with the regulation.
Is that 3 times a month?
3 times a month. That's what she told us.
You said that, basically, what we said that we're coming in once a month.
She said once every 3 months, that she look in.
So
Once
now
every
she
3
has
months.
to come in 3 times?
3 times a month.
3 times a month.
Probably while they were number one in the state.
And they were being fined $4,700
I would like to be on the agenda.
per day.
But they-
I would like to be on the agenda.
Well, I just wanted to throw that out.
What were we out of compliance with?
And then, I have a thing here. And I'm not gonna go all into it.
Well, I mean, if it was
But
right
it
here,
says
bring
here
it
that,
up. I mean, I think it's only fair for us to know.
it'll take all night and I don't have that kind of time.
I would like to be on the agenda. Like requested.
Because the times that she's been there is dealing with one particular couple, which we have been over backwards and done everything that we've been asked to do.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
I'd like to motion that, Mr. Gibson be placed on the agenda to address the council.
Okay.
I'd second
All right. Yes, sir.
You gonna take a vote out?
All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
that.
All right.
Thank you. Mayor and council, I have been city attorney for 40 years. I'm the longest serving city attorney in the state of Arkansas. I love this town, I love the people on it. Now, I'm not addressing this particular issue here. I think there's good arguments on both sides. I think your argument is well. But we have an ordinance that set up this board to govern this facility. The mayor has written a letter totally in conflict with that ordinance. He said, the mayor and the city council are temporarily suspend the duties and responsibilities of the personnel commission. Where is that record? Did y'all do that on the minutes? Where is that record?
We talked about that back then, and we all agreed with it.
Okay, so that is illegal. Okay, people don't get in trouble.
We are fixing to
We
amend it.
gonna fix that.
It's on the agenda.
Okay, I wasn't invited to that special meeting on purpose. I wasn't invited. I don't think this mayor wants any legal advice. But you're gonna have to have it, or you're gonna get further down the road, and it's gonna be serious individually for you.
We can address that.
We can address that.
We can address that.
Now, let me tell you about the city attorney Dermott. Nobody's run in 40 years. When that happens, the council selects the city attorney, and you did that. When the mayor left the office, we passed an ordinance in conformance with the state law that says that you select the city attorney. Not the mayor, but you. But your minutes read that the mayor's fired me.
Yes.
Yeah, well, let me see that order.
Well, okay,
Let me see
it
it.
says you fired.
Let's see
You
the
have
order.
you don't have the authority to do that.
Yeah, let me see the order.
It was here, and I want to know where it is.
Most of those minutes, in that same block, nobody know how to do it. I tried to get into the room by the door, and I couldn't get it.
Well, the ordinance specifies my duties. The state law says it's the city council call, and y'all have seen it. And I want an up or down vote on my position. I will work with the city. He and I are odds against lawsuit. That doesn't stop my commitment to the city, and I know it doesn't stop you. I want an up or down vote tonight.
I know that, I don't worry.
There's a good reason. There's a good reason why there should be a buffer between this council and Operation and this ordinance says. And this letter from the mayor really, it says, commissioners shall be appointed and confirmed by a majority of votes of duly elected and qualified members of the city council.
Mayor and the city council.
No, city council.
Let me ask you this, now, you got those stagnant terms in there. One,
You don't like
2, 3, 4, 5. But how long some of the people been on that?
Doesn't matter. They haven't been replaced. There's no ordinance that says you get the authority to appoint your liaison to go out there and intimidate anybody.
You're not intimidating.
I never let it be stated on the record.
Ain't nobody.
Let it be stated on the record that I never intimidated anyone. I personally worked with her hand in hand to get the job performance done. I never threatened her. I never let it go down the record that I never threatened. Use the right terms.
But can I remember
I
2
never
years ago when
intimidated
you
her.
harangued this commission and this administration, saying the city ran this, and 2 weeks later, this person home was voted #1 out of 200 in the state.
You said you remember what now?
Here's your letter, February the 5th. Signed by you. I, Lou Ken Hargraves, met with Jody Lang in her office. I, Lou Ken Hargraves, advised Ms. Lang to put Ms. Patton back on the work schedule per the verdict of the review committee, which is illegal. If you fail to do so, it would result in being insubordinate. And you were intimidating to the administrator,
No,
who made this nurse home #1.
Because I was approved by the mayor and the city council. I was approved by the mayor and the city.
They all got it.
He didn't want his job.
I'm not used to this, but can we just go on and let us do what we gotta do right now and, get this, cause this stuff makes me talk.
That's all right.
We finna,
I asked for another
we finna go do what we gonna do.
We
We already got this, we already got that on our. Okay, next up, go ahead.
Thank you.
Come on, honey.
Okay.
Good evening, y'all. I handed out this first financial report.
Hey, could y'all hold it down, please?
All right, order. Order, please.
To bring everybody up to speed, the nursing home's fiscal year is July 1 through June 30th. So through December, we were 6 months into our fiscal year. We had total revenues of $367,815. So for the month of December, we had revenues of $367,815. And that brings us year to date to $2,281,172. Operating expenses for the month was $453,921. And year to date, that brings us to $2,195,440. So we had a net loss for the month of December of a little bit over $86,000. And year to date, for the 6 months, we have a net income of $85,732.
Why did we have an $86,000 loss?
We did have 3 payrolls during the month of December. We're on a bi-weekly payroll system, so we have 26 pay periods during the year. So 2 months of every year, we will experience a 3rd payroll.
And you got a net income of $85,000.
$732 for the year.
For the year.
Year to date, yes, sir, for 6 months.
The new year started in July. What, July to December?
July to June. July 1 to June 30th is our fiscal year.
So we only half of the year.
Right.
6 months into it.
Okay. Any more questions?
I don't have any.
Did I get a motion to approve?
Second.
Been moved and proper second. Those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Motion is carried. I was informed here that, we didn't get a vote It's probably my fault, 1,000, bills over 1,000. And then financial statement. I think the motion was made, am I right?
I made the motion.
It's moved to second. All right, all those in favor, let it on by saying aye. All right, ayes have it. I think what I'm gonna do is that, I had planned to present some stuff, but what time is it? So what I do is that I would, defer mine until the next go round. You know, that
Last month, we discussed the cameras, and you said that you was gonna look into it, so I'd like to know what is the status of it.
I've talked to Ms. Byra. Did you get the message
I ain't getting no message.
about the camera?
Nope.
Ms. Byra's supposed to be telling you. Anyway, we get Ms. Byra and get these cameras on.
All right.
All right, thank you.
That's what it takes, cause it's been taken for several months, almost a year.
Mon, how long you think it gonna take?
I'll have to call and see.
Okay, you let me know and
I'll
I'll
let-
contact Glenn.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
We got some.
They got some resolution.
No, I need to be on this new business. That's where you finna go.
Huh?
You wanna old business, right?
Yeah, we need these resolutions, passed. All right? When will you read for? Yes, read.
Resolution number 2015-01. In the city council of Dermott, Arkansas, resolved by the city council of Dermott to budget for the general and street fund for the year of 2015 and the same is hereby adopted and approved. Pass. You want me to read it?
I asked, was it, did it require for reading?
That's not required on the resolution.
Okay, I so moved.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. All right. Okay. Have y'all read that one? Huh? Yeah. Get a title. Let's pass it by title only.
I'm not. I really would agree, you might need to read it.
No, I do that.
This one's going to be tabled.
Table that.
Resolution number 2015-02 tabled. Get a motion.
I so moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Bank card removal and add on. I thought we did that. We did it back in the back,
We did it in the back, we didn't do it out here.
and then the other thing, okay,
Just discuss it.
okay. All right, did I get a motion?
Do we need to read it?
Okay, yeah. All right, so bank card removing an add-on, remove Mr. Floyd Gray and Miss Betty Morris, and replace with Dr. Clinton Hampton, Mayor, and Council Person Pamela Estes. Could I get a motion?
So moved.
The moved and properly second, all those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Alright. Do we have any zombies? Public comments?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanna say this, the council as a citizen. This has really bothered me this evening. And I'ma tell you.
All right, let's be quiet.
I'ma tell you to your face, cause see, I know don't nobody in here like me, and I'm glad that you don't like me, so I can say what I have to say. It is bothering my spirit that the mayor has asked you all for a month to do an up or down vote as it relates to the city attorney, and you couldn't get yourself together about it. Then city attorney comes tonight, standing there, and everybody go to jumping up and down about you gonna get to it, you gonna get to it, you gonna get to it. I have a problem with that you all are representing us at the municipality, and it has already been asked of you, and you couldn't have no response to the mayor of this city about it, but then the city attorney comes and you're jumping up and down like frogs. I personally, as a citizen in this community, am very offended